All right, it's been a minute since we've done one of these, so today we're going to talk about Thomas County, named after the Rock of Chickamauga himself, George W. Thomas. So, General Thomas is probably one of the most undersung generals that served in the Union during the Civil War. He was not a self-promoter. He never published memoirs to discuss his battles, but he was universally well-liked. Well, almost universally well-liked. He was well-respected by his peers. So, General Thomas was born in Virginia. He serves in the Mexican-American War, and he is a teacher at West Point. So he's one of the soldiers teaching soldiers how to be soldiers. Being born in Virginia, it was widely assumed that he would probably go the route of everyone else. But Thomas was a Southern Unionist, which meant he believed the South should have stayed in the Union. When he does pass away in 1870, none of his blood relatives attend his funeral because they had not forgiven him for standing against the South during the Civil War. During the war, it is his defense at Chickamauga, where he receives the name the Rock of Chickamauga, that he pretty much saves the United States Army that day by standing strong and just being there and being the fighting pride of vital defense. He saves the U.S. Army from ruin. He's one of the first military commanders to call out the entire lost cause narrative. And he says, and I quote, I'm reading off the paper because I can't memorize it and my mind's not that good today. But anyways, here we go. The greatest efforts made by the debated insurgents since the close of the war have been to proclamate the idea that the cause of liberty, justice, humanity, equality, and all that calendar of virtues of freedom suffered violence and wrong when the effort for Southern independence failed. This is, of course, intended as a species of political cant, whereby the crime of treason might be covered with a counterfeit varnish of patriotism, so that the precipitors of the rebellion might go down in history hand in hand with the defenders of the government, thus wiping it out with their own hands, their own stains. A species of self-forgiveness amazing in this effrontery. When it is considered that life and property, justly forfeited by the laws of the country, of war, and of nations, through the magnanimity of government and people, was not exacted from them. So, he pretty much calls the South out on saying, no, you were not fighting for your freedom. You were fighting to take someone else's freedom away. Thomas is going to pass away in 1870. He suffers a stroke while presiding at the Presidio in San Francisco. His funeral is well attended by Union generals, including President Grant and William Tecumseh Sherman, who have both accounts of them openly weeping at the funeral. But, hey, there we go. Thomas County, named after General Thomas. Have a good day, guys. Peace.